For those of you who wanted some more information about a YAPP, I thought I'd do this short little screencast to show you how to put one together and walk you through it kind of step by step. There are really two parts to constructing the YAPP. The first is what I'm going to show you here, and that is to go to my.yapp.us to set yourself up an account, which I already have, as you can see right here. It recognizes me when I log in, and from there select Create New YAPP. You can make several different kinds of decisions as you're putting this app together, so kind of have in mind the basic things that you want to put in there first, but understand that you can edit this at any time, and then whenever anybody logs into this particular YAPP that you've created, the changes will show. It will update automatically. So the first thing they ask you to do is to select your cover. I'd like to change the theme from what I have here. And when you select Change Theme, you get to see the different variations that you have, the different kinds of things that you can do. I've used all of these themes depending on the particular YAPP that I'm trying to create. So feel free to kind of noodle around with them, make some decisions here. One of the things that I particularly like to use in terms of my theme is this one right here, Cinematic. So I'll just say, use this theme. I'll come back here and you'll notice now it asks me to do some editing for my cover. So what's the title of this YAPP going to be? That's up to you. I'm simply going to, at this point, say Sample YAPP. And the date, if I'm creating this for a particular event that I'm going to do, I'll put that date in there. There are lots of different choices that you can give, but I'm just going to use today's date, which is the 12th. And then if I like, I can add a photo. And doing that is really simple. You see, you get the dialog box right here. It says Browse. And so I'm going to go to a folder that has some pictures in it. With any luck, they'll show up. And choose to insert a particular photo right there. So I think the one that I'm going to use is Baby Mouse. And hopefully that will upload. You'll see the little status bar there that tells you that it's uploading. And when it's done, there it is. When it's done, I can make this bigger. So say I just want the little picture of Baby Mouse, I can do that. Or if I want the entire cover, I can come down and do it this way. So you've got some wiggle room here. So let's do that. Tell you it's done, and then say, okay, I'm done now with my cover. Click. And that's what it's going to look like when people eventually download this YAPP. Now, the next thing you have to make choices about are the pages that you're going to have. You can have an invitation page that invite people to come to the YAPP. You can put in a schedule. If you're doing a workshop, you can put your agenda in there. But one of the things that I always like to put in a YAPP is a news feed. And a news feed not only allows anybody on the YAPP to post news, photos, those kinds of things from their phone or from their laptop or their tablet. I can also connect a Twitter feed, and I always love to be able to do that. And so one of the Twitter feeds that I try to give to people when I'm doing YAPPs for professional development is Title Talk. So I type in Title Talk where it asks me to put in the hashtag, and you'll see that the feed is being retrieved. It's loading the feed. You'll see that down here. And then once that's done, you'll see the feed right up here. You can put in multiple feeds from Twitter. So I also put in my own feed. Whoops. Well, sometimes I put in my own feed. There we go. And I add that in. And again, you'll see a little processing, and then eventually it too will be right there in the feed. I'm zooming out a little here so you can see it. And so now I have a news feed. Anytime someone opens this particular YAPP, it will update the feed. So they'll see what the most recent is, and they can kind of scroll through what's being talked about lately. I want to add a page here. And when I say I want to add a page, it gives me some choices. You can see I can do lots of different things here. I like crowd picks because crowd picks allows people that are part of what's going on in the workshop or the activity or say a classroom to upload photos from their phone right here so that everybody can share them. Instead of calling this crowd picks, sometimes I'll just call it photos or memories. You can give it different kinds of names, but you can see how easy it is to edit those pages just simply by giving them different names. So far I have a news feed, I have photos, I can do a gallery, and again, when I'm doing galleries and when I'm doing workshops, and a lot of times I want to import some images to give them some book covers. So I can do that. Just click on the book cover, you see it's importing, and eventually it'll show up in the gallery. If this is a YAPP that I want to use with parents, I can show them the covers of the books that will be available for their kids to select from during the coming grading period. If I'm doing a workshop, I tend to put the book covers for everything that I'm talking about right there. So that's what a gallery will get you. And again, you can rename the gallery. You can call it book covers, whatever else it is that you'd like. I frequently will add a page in here that has simple text. And simple text allows me to give information. And usually in the case, if I'm, again, using this for staff development, what I'll usually do here is put in information like link to the PowerPoint and then give them a website. So that they can find it. I can add multiple things again to the text, and if you'll see here, I'm again going to edit the title from simple text to link to PowerPoint. I don't want people to have to keep paging through things and not know what's going on. Those are just some basic things that you can do, pages that you can add. You can certainly add a lot more here. You can also, just for your information, delete pages that you don't want to use, and it will ask you before you delete, are you sure? So you've got kind of a backup there so that nothing bad's going to happen. Once you're done with this design, you come over here, you click publish. It says congrats, you've created a YAPP, and now hit next to publish it on your phone or to share it with others. So I've clicked, and if it's worked, it comes up here back on the page where I started originally with create new YAPP. You can see that there's a spinning wheel that says publishing is in process, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time, so you have to be patient. Once it's published, you'll get what's called a YAPP ID. It's basically my.yapp.us followed by a series of numbers and letters. What you can do now is copy that, paste it in an email to send out. You can email it directly to people, and what they'll get is go ahead, here's an invitation for you to join my YAPP, so you can see it right here. Enter your email addresses. I'm doing mine, and add them to the invite list. And you can see here, here's the subject matter. I've created a YAPP for you. I can add a personal note if I want to. I've got all kinds of things that can happen here. And then tell it to send. And it says you have sent one invite. I know that that's correct. I can come back here to my YAPP. I can copy it, I can change it into a QR code, I can tweet it, I can Facebook it. There are lots of different ways of getting this information out to people. And anytime then I want to come back, I want to add more information, I come here to edit YAPP. Now, the second part of making this whole YAPP thing work is that you now need to make sure that on your phone and on the phones of others that you want to communicate with, they've downloaded the YAPP Box, Y-A-P-P, Box, B-O-X app. By doing that, they'll be able to download any successive YAPPs that you might invite them to, and they'll be able to then pull up information. This is a great way to push information out to people, to stay connected to people, to provide whatever services that you want to do. It's all done with my YAPP. So I hope you get a chance to YAPP yourself.